My name is Jim Pedicone. I am the Chief of Staff at Design Pickle. Yeah, so our growth was pretty crazy, pretty fast early on, and we went from doing, each person wearing a million hats and doing a million different things to all of a sudden having this team of specialists and this badass team, but we didn't really know how to manage them. So it got to the point where it was, I felt like we weren't doing justice to our team members and needed to get organized. There were a lot of projects that were started but never finished. We were kind of all over the place, and every idea, we wanted to do everything. And so we had a podcast at one point, Design Pickle podcast, and I think 3 episodes into it, we decided to pull it because it was like, wait, it's taking our attention away from these other things that are more important. And even though it was a great idea, we just didn't have enough capacity to really focus on it. And so we had to shift so many times, and it was hard on our team members and hard on us because you start to pour energy into something and you were excited about it. And then when it's like, wait, cut, kill it, it feels like failure. And it can be demoralizing. And that was happening. I could deal with that personally, and have, plenty of times, but to see it happening to team members, it felt like we were being unfair. We were setting people up for failure. Yeah, so in the 60 or so plus days that we've been implementing EOS, seen major differences. First in myself and my confidence, it's gone through the roof. The accountability of our team and the empowerment of our leaders is night and day from what it was before. And seeing Russ, our CEO, is able to really kind of be a CEO and be a visionary. Whereas before, I think he felt like he had to always have his finger on the pulse across everything and get involved in everything. And the other side of that was that, people that had leadership titles were kind of afraid to make decisions because Russ was going to come in and make the decisions for them. So they kind of started to default to him. And that was before EOS. And once we implemented EOS and said, look, no, you're in charge. You're going to tell us how you're going to accomplish your rocks, how you're going to hit your targets. It started to empower our team. And so the future I see is open, and like I picture Russ being able to go chill on the beach, unplugged for an entire week without even thinking about the business and just knowing that it's being run and operated successfully. So one of the biggest changes in how the team communicates is that we're all speaking the same language now, and we're all using one system. So before, one team would be in one project management system, and another team would be using Google Sheets. And now we all get together every week. We have laid out what exactly everybody should be doing or using, and so now we all know where to go to for the same information. That's a big one, is the data. Instead of a bunch of Google Sheets just kind of all over the place in Drive and not being able to find links, and very inefficient kind of workflow that we had. Now there's only one place to go for the data. The 90.io platform has been a game changer for us. We never tried EOS before using 90, so we had it from the beginning. But reading the books and seeing how things were done before manually looked like it was one of those things that didn't 4 disciplines of execution that wasn't sustainable. We tried all these different management systems in the past, go for a quarter maybe successfully, and then it just kind of dies off. And with 90, it's all right there. And I've never felt so confident that I could actually continue this past, 3 months and have a system that we can have in place long-term for performance of our business. So we chose Colin after having a 90-minute call with him. He had been referred to us through an organization. Our CEO actually knew him. And so Russ asked me to have a 90-minute call with him, with Colin and Russ. And I was like blown away by just the examples that were given. I read the traction book and I felt like why not? Let's give this a try, because what we were doing before wasn't working. Having the implementer in the room was critical, because the conversations that we had, we don't go off too far into the rabbit's hole or on tangents. Colin keeps us focused and really helps us get to the root of what the issues are. So I think that in 5 hours with Colin is like the equivalent of 100 hours with our team, really getting clear quickly and concisely.